Hey, it's Mark with Mark's Virtual Real Estate, and we are in Rio. We just completed the stress test in Centro, and you can see I got 4 properties there. So I went really fast. That was crazy. Of course, I did video of that. It is all on my YouTube channel. For the last video we just did, check that out. I've got also a playlist of all of our city release videos. We always film that. So, and tomorrow I will have me recording of doing the full release as well, very early. So be sure to subscribe if you have not. We love the likes, love the comments. In this video, we're going over what areas I'm targeting, what could be popular areas based on some of my research, and different streets and things to look at. All right, so I also have a real estate channel, Mark Ferguson Invest for More. If you want to see what we're doing in real life with multifamily, commercial properties, single family, rentals, flips, businesses, stores, all that fun stuff. We have a lot of things going on. All right, so in Centro, we'll see if any of these sell. I minted them, and things went real fast, so I think I was lucky to get some of these. I put some up for sale here right away just to see how the market does if we sell some of those. I can see right now, if we just look right here, the floor is 23,000, and then I've got a real small one there at 24.9, so I can see that one selling here. And you know, there's always trying to maximize and get the most money you can, and then there's just trying to take, you know, big profits when you can. These are big profit properties if I were to sell them. This one I don't know. I made it 199.9 just to be crazy because it's on this little Avenida General Justo, and it's a tiny street. I have no idea if that's a good street or not. But weird apartment building thing. Okay. But the one up here was that much, and there's only a few properties on it, so I'm gonna leave it there for a little bit and see what happens, and then get all my sends back. So that was interesting. I tried to go down here and really get small, but that was tricky. That was tough. I wonder what it's for sale for now. Yeah, real expensive. Anything down here on the water, just a little area, I'm sure is super expensive. I don't know if they're ever gonna get that much for it, but interesting to see there. And we tried to target this road here, Rio Branco, and we'll talk about that, but could not get any on there too. Tried, but it was just real tough. Okay, so what areas am I targeting in Rio? I'm going to go over the neighborhoods first. I've done, what I count, this is my 6th, or I've done 6 city releases already, had varying degrees of success in each one and failures in each one as well. We have Rio, which has this whole area right here, one neighborhood over here, and then an island up here too. So there's a lot going on. I haven't really researched up here much at all, those neighborhoods. I've been doing more of my research down here. And what I've found, just from my brief research, which shouldn't be a surprise to anyone, Ipanema, Copacabana, Leblon, I'm sure my pronunciation is horrible. These coastal ones along the beach, very, very sought after. I think getting stuff down here all will do very well. And then any of these roads kind of along the water too could be, you know, collections as well, which we'll talk about here. But just any of those neighborhoods along the beach down here should be very popular, very expensive. This is a very small neighborhood here, so this could be a really, really popular one right here. Lots of name properties. So those logically will be really, really popular. Always look for the small neighborhoods with not many properties. Those tend to be very popular, like this one. And then we get into the bay area here. This is more of the bay, so there's less than a waterfront beach here, just the bay. Centro, over and over again, has been talked about, you know, one of the most famous, popular neighborhoods. So obviously we already did that. It's sold out. It's done. Can't buy there. But that was an interesting one to start the stress test on. And then another neighborhood, Lapa, has been popping up. And what's really interesting about that is how small it is. Look how small this neighborhood is. So that'll be a very sought after one. And the other interesting thing is it's right next to Centro. So you can see I don't have any properties right by it, but you have a street going through it too. We'll talk about it here as well. It's way easier to get your Block Explorer in this area to mint stuff, because you know you have to either hope your Block Explorer goes in the right area where you want to mint, or you have to send them places. if he's going in the right area, you've got a much better chance. So this will probably be a very popular area to have people trying to buy properties. So I'm just thinking, I wonder if there's any, one thing you can always do is check to see if there's cheap properties in the area close to send by. 28,000, not terribly expensive. It's right there. You could buy that property and send your Block Explorer that way and hope you get some good stuff there. It's risky because, like I said, there'll be a lot of people doing that. So you'll have a lot of competition. You might not get many properties. Likewise, you can send them up this way. That's another, small neighborhood, right? The small neighborhoods often have the most value, are thought of as being rare, ultra rare collections because there's less properties. And the other theory here too is you're not always trying to predict collections and predict what Upland will do. You can sell these beforehand and just try and predict what other people will want. So if you can find really popular neighborhoods, even if they're not collections, and you sell them before the collections are announced, you can make a lot of money doing that. Same thing with streets. So those were kind of the neighborhoods that caught my eye. I have not gone through all of them. I don't know Rio that well, so I'd love to hear comments below if you guys have other ideas. Stadiums are always interesting. A lot of people think that, but many other towns released by Upland have had stadiums in neighborhoods that weren't collections, that weren't that valuable. So that's something to think about, and I literally know nothing up here, except there's some very small neighborhoods here that, that could be intriguing to people. If you want to go up there, I don't know if there'll be less competition or not, because there's an airport you can send to if you want to try your luck there and try and send your Block Explorer in the right direction. But if you're doing that, you're using up all your sends. If you have your own properties down here, you don't have to use your sends. All right, so we haven't sold anything yet. I wonder what the floor is. 19.9, okay. We'll see what happens. Okay. So what about streets? So I always make a little map here to help me out. I had to make two maps this time because of the north and the south areas. But I have some streets written on here that I think will be very popular. And we're going to start at the bottom with the Avenue Epitacio Pessoa. This one right here. This has been, I'm just doing research on famous streets. Very famous street. And it's right along Lake, what is it? I have it written. Lagoa in there. So this could be, any street along the water like this. That could be a very sought after street, could be a collection street, or just one people are willing to pay a lot for. So that's one right there, Avenida Epitacio Pessoa. Again, any streets along the ocean right here could be, Avenida Delfim Moreira, and they keep changing. I feel like if I went to Rio as a tourist, I would get lost so easy because the streets change names like with every neighborhood they go through, and they go in circles, and they have, I went to Rome right after college, and boy, did I get lost there fast. I was trying to drive a rental car through Rome. That was one of the biggest mistakes I've ever made in my entire life. So if you ever are going to Rome, I would not suggest driving there. That was crazy. All right, so that's one. Like I said, any of these roads along here. Avenida Atlantica, also another very famous road. So again, along the beach here, if you can get any properties along there, you'll probably do fantastic on that one. So, and I should be marking these off because now I'm going out of order. Let's see. The Rio, oh yeah, Rio, that's the one I was trying to get in Centro, is Avenue Rio Branco. I think that's how you say it. Yes, Avenida, sorry. And I was trying to mint here, trying so hard. Didn't get any. Got some around it, as you can see. But that is one that could be very popular, and it's very, very small too. And a lot of these properties aren't on this road. They're on the side streets for their addresses. And it stops right there. So that could be a very popular one. Doesn't do you much good now because pretty much everything is sold on it. But that's one to look at. Let's see here. Which one? Oh, yes. Where is that one? Ruvis Candide. I just need to look at my map because I marked them off. There it is. Another one. This road right up here, Avenida Rodriguez Alves, kept popping up as a famous one, and it's very, small as well, because you can see they change names over and over again. So it could be very interesting how they do their collections. And then it changes, right, to the tunnel. So, you know, and there's so many different roads, and it's hard to know how Upland will decide what roads are good and what are bad. So those are a few of the ones that I think could be very famous and popular. Oh, I should say, yes, this neighborhood over here, this is the neighborhood with the statue, I believe, right? That's the whole reason it's here. That I'm sure will be very sought after as well over here by itself. And I think you should be fine buying over there too. But then the last road I want to talk about, no, there's one more, sorry. Avenida Presidente Vargas was mentioned too as a very nice road. I don't know, it's kind of a big road. I don't know, you know, if it will have a ton of value, but we'll see in the next day or so what stuff is kind of selling for on different roads, and that can give you an idea too. So that's one, and then that one does continue. So a lot of these roads just stop in certain neighborhoods, and this one does kind of continue this way. So if you wanted to try and buy properties up here and go this direction, you know, that could be an idea as well too. But anything on the coast, you know, if you've got waterfront property, you should be in great shape. Named properties, museums, theaters, of course, do very well. And then, yeah, all of these neighborhoods should be great. And then, of course, the final road that a lot of people always talk about, is one of the most famous roads, is Avenida Mendesa. Did I say that right? We don't know. But I thought about buying here first and didn't. And there's actually some, you know, more affordable properties on there than I thought there would be right now. So maybe I'll take a look at some of those, because usually those are, I feel like everybody was going after that road. And some of these are, I mean, they're still expensive, but not as crazy expensive as I thought they would be. Like 129,000, not horrible, still expensive, not horrible. And then any of them over here, let's see, 169, 250. And you see price fluctuations are right too, a lot as well. So that's something to think about. You know, you'll have prices go up, prices go down after the collections are announced. And so sometimes selling stuff as fast as you can is a good way to do it. Oh, see, that's not the right road. And other times, if you wait, you can do a little better, but waiting is risky as well. All right, so those are, what was the one that was kind of cheap up here? Was it that one? No. But those are some streets, it's kind of affordable. I kind of want to buy it, but I kind of don't. Because that is such a small road as well, too. That's not on the right road. Oh, I sold some stuff. You know what? 15, where was the other one that was somewhat affordable? Was it this one? Was it 126? No. This one? 129, 30, Avenue Mendesa. You know what? We're going to take a chance. I feel like that's going to be worth more in the coming days. Or maybe I'm completely wrong. And the other thing that does too is that gives me a property down here where I can kind of send, you know, all my other properties are up here. I can send my Block Explorer to a lot of different areas through here, or I can just try and sell it real quick. And I think I'm going to make some money on that one. We'll see. All right. So those are my kind of predictions. Like I said, my strategy is always to sell them before the collections are announced usually. Make my money that way. Get in, get out, not risk losing a whole lot, because you can have properties that are selling for 200, 300,000 in some neighborhoods for people thinking they're going to be a collection for sure. The collections are announced, it's not a collection, boom, all of a sudden they're worth 40, 50,000. So I like to get in, sell them before the collections are announced and not risk all that. Some people like to take the risk. That's me. All right, we'll have the full video of the release tomorrow of me minting, seeing what we can do. I'll check some more prices here as well. Hope you guys stick around to see that. Hope you like the stress test video we just did. We'll be back with much more coming up here soon.